Welcome to Nerds Against Normality. I'm Stacey Bowles. My New Year's resolution is to drink less and quit talking total nonsense to strangers. I'm here with two of them now. I'm here with Harry Bowles. He runs 184-Bit Gaming and he loves a good weekly rant.
Come the fuck on, Stace.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I'm also here with Ben Sheridan. He apparently works in film and he also writes his own birthday cards.
Oh, fuck it, let's just get on with it.
This week we'll be reviewing Bridget Jones's Diary for Valentine's Day. Any Valentine's Day plans, chaps? Harry?
Because that would be spoiling the
Any
surprise.
plans? Nothing? Okay.
I think I'm going out with the boys.
Yeah. Let's get that.
Come along if you want. You'd be third wheeling though.
Yeah, come on, mate.
It's awkward.
Okay, great.
I might use my right hand on Valentine's Day instead of my left.
Treat yourself.
I will do. Nice little
The key is to sit on it first for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
That way it feels like someone else is doing
And that
it.
way you can I can hold my right hand with my left hand and even pretend it's two people.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Gonna really rapidly move this on. Before we get into the Bridget Jones review though, we're just gonna have a little catch up and answer questions from some of our lovely listeners. I would love to say hi to some new listeners we've got though in Canada.
You are our buddy.
And our guy. And our friend.
Ryan Reynolds, I can only presume it's you.
Obviously.
Ryan's going to buy this podcast out, I imagine.
We'll end up playing for Wrexham or something.
What position would you play in Wrexham, I wonder?
Sponsored by
I think I'd be
Boot cleaner.
I would be Waterboy.
Yeah.
I'd be bloody good at it as well.
sponsored by Aviation Gin.
He sold that one now, it's now Mint Mobile.
Oh, sponsored by Mint Mobile. I'm sorry, Ryan. I'm sorry I got it wrong.
Or another one.
That's one I'm subscribed.
What questions have we got, Ben?
What questions do we have indeed? So, this first one comes in from the US again. Hello, this one's from Riley, and I thought this was a good one given how, given what's happened recently. Riley asks, what is your go-to comfort film or game when you're having a bad day? Like, you've got pneumonia from a really hot house.
Do you want to do film?
Yeah,
game?
Yeah, Stacey, you take
I've got
film.
one for both.
Oh, do you?
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
And how is House Flipper?
How did you know?
It's not, isn't it?
Yeah,
I would find that
100%
so
pick
stressful.
House Flipper. It's so soothing. It's so satisfying.
I thought you'd gone with like Animal Crossing or something like that. I mean, I know you like your comfort games, but...
Normally, yeah, to be fair, all my game choices in life are just comfort games. So I've got
Sims.
yeah.
That's another one.
Yeah,
2
Point Hospital. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Did you play the original?
Yeah, Theme Hospital. Oh, yeah.
That game was incredible.
I really want to try 2 Point University is my next one. I haven't tried
Oh,
that yet.
yeah, because they did that as the next... Was that the next one? Or have they done another one?
There's a couple now. I can't
Yeah,
remember.
there's 2 Point Museum, I think,
Campus
is the
Museum.
They did,
campus.
that's all the original people from Bullfrog.
Yes.
That's like all of them, like, can you... EA, another Theme Hospital? And EA went, no. DLC? And they went, no. Make our own? Absolutely.
You know who does it now, don't you?
No.
Sega.
Is it Sega?
Sega.
God, is there anything they just won't do?
I know. They're on fire at the moment.
Absolutely.
They are great games.
Harry.
So, comfort game. If I'm ill, I don't want anything that's too stressful. So, I'd probably play something that I'm well equipped just to mong out and play. So, probably something along the lines of Sonic Mania.
I knew you were going to go Sonic.
Yeah.
Really?
I know it's fast.
Yeah.
But I've played it so much, it's almost like
Yeah, it's second nature.
second
to me.
nature. Or I'd go into something like Monster Hunter because I've played that to death and I know
I
the
see,
monsters'
okay.
movesets and I know the hitboxes and I know that game inside out.
So it's not from like a more of like a relaxing point of view, it's more because you know all of it. So like it's
don't
just,
need to
it's
think.
automatic.
Yeah.
Really. It's just muscle memory.
I tried to play Metaphor when I was ill because I could deal with the turn-based combat. That was fine.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. The story, I was like, "What the fuck's going on? It's too much. Where's my medicinal whiskey?"
I think actually no, funny you say that. One of my weird comfort games, I mean it's very rare I'm ill, but like if I need something to mong out to, Dark Souls, the first one.
That's
Because I've played that game so many times back to front, it sort of has more become like a rhythm game for me now. Does that make sense?
Do you play it with a Guitar Hero guitar?
No, I'm not.
Not that good.
No, I'm not autistic.
Can you do that?
Yeah, someone's done it. Someone's
you
done
can't.
it.
How does that even work?
You just map the buttons.
Yeah.
Can you play any game with a Guitar Hero?
You
then?
must. I think you can.
Imagine
Surely.
playing Sonic with a Guitar Hero.
That'd be easy. I could do it.
Yeah, someone has generally done.
Live and learn.
Someone's done Dark Souls with the guitar. I think as well, like something like XCOM, because that's turn-based.
Yeah.
It's just slow and it's methodical, and you haven't got to think about it too much. So yeah, I don't know about a comfort film. I don't watch many comfort films.
Shaun of the Dead. Absolutely.
That's a good one.
I could fall asleep to that film, wake up and just know exactly where I am.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say on Harry's behalf, when he's ill, because he's been the picture of health recently, he doesn't tend to watch films unless they're like weird, disgusting horrors. But he more watches TV, don't you? Because it's easier to
Drop in and out.
drop in and out.
Peep Show, I imagine. Makes
Yeah.
a
Peep Show, oh. So comfort, you could maybe put that into the hungover bracket.
Yeah.
Peep Show is my hungover show.
Really?
Oh yeah, hands
Rick
down.
and Morty, you love.
Yeah,
Rick
get
and Morty
into that.
goes into my hungover.
Yeah, I'm all about that.
What else did you cycle?
Brooklyn Nine-Nine often
Yeah.
makes an appearance.
Yeah. Any comfort film for me is one that's just an action film, usually.
Not too much plot.
No. So I was feeling a bit weak the other day, so I watched Bad Boys 4.
Yeah, perfect.
Actually,
I haven't seen that.
fine.
It's good.
it's not bad. Yeah,
Really?
it's not bad.
Okay.
But that, do you know what I mean? You just haven't got to think about it too much for me. Or it's got to be an action film, like Die Hard, weirdly, makes an appearance quite a lot. Any franchise action film, usually for me, is a comfort film.
I'll tell you what I'm not a fan of. The days of DVDs. So, like, I used to watch Shaun of the Dead as my comfort film.
Yeah.
Now, if you remember, we used to fall asleep to films, it would go to a DVD title menu.
Yep.
And you would just have the horrific sound would just go, repeat and repeat. And it's fine when you're not hungover because you'll just turn it off. But when you're laying there and you're like, oh, I'm thirsty, but I need to piss, and if I move, I might die. And the Shaun of the Dead logo is still going, and I just don't want. Mum! Mum!
Like the menu screen that keeps playing.
Yeah, it just keeps going.
That's why you shouldn't have so much physical media. Comfort film, I think
House
I
Flipper.
can't. What a film.
It's just recordings of her playthrough.
Which I would love, to be honest.
Set to lo-fi music.
To be honest, I probably watch more TV than film, but I can't give you a specific film. I would just have to say usually you can't be bothered to get up from the sofa, so you would just plug on any old streaming thing that you have, and usually there's a really bad...
Sometimes you just dance around the answer for 4 hours, and then sometimes we'll get there, sometimes we won't. I don't normally watch films, but sometimes there's a film, sometimes there's a TV series, but when we stream it, we don't watch it.
I've pulled up into the service station about 4 miles back and I'm having lunch. And I think, do I need to get back on the road yet? Nah, I've got plenty of time.
And that's how we won World War II. So on to the next question.
Actually, it was the opposite, I think. Because we took some action.
No, so usually you'll find a subpar quality Kevin Hart film, and that's my go-to, where it's kind of funny, you can dip in and out of it, but it's all good humour.
I want to watch a film to feel better, not feel worse.
Oh, we've watched some cracking Kevin Hart films.
Name the last one that was a cracking film.
Oh,
And Jumanji doesn't count. It's got to be him and him alone.
What was the one with the where you had a parachute at the start and we couldn't stop laughing?
With Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
That was quite funny, to be fair.
I don't know. I mean, all Kevin Hart films are the same. Love you, Kevin.
They are the same, yeah.
Yeah, he's got his niche. He's like Jack Black. He's got his niche and he fills it well.
To be honest, I just like the opportunity to watch daytime TV, like Lorraine this morning.
I don't know. All right.
So
good,
there you go.
Good answers. Apart from Stacey, you didn't give one.
I gave one.
You gave
No,
something.
not when we edit it out.
No. When we eventually put it on the socials and I captioned it, so I didn't contribute once. And this one is from Jacob in Oz. I like this one. What are some YouTube channels that you guys watch and enjoy? I can start. I've got a few.
Yeah.
I've got some categories I like. I really like video essays. I really like those long 1 hour, 15-minute ones which just talk
That's
about...
too long, mate. Who watches or listens to anything that goes on for 1 hour?
An hour and a half, though, it's not doing very well.
No, it's not doing very well. Yeah.
No, whereas the small half-hour YouTube shows, they sometimes go right to the top.
I think they're the best.
Or ones about, like, I don't know, at a gaming icon, usually, those ones go right to the top of the pile. And no matter how much you want them to not be at the top of the pile, they always are. Yeah. Stacey, your thoughts?
Harry's got a really short attention span this episode.
Oh, yeah, just kick it. All right, that's nothing to do with it.
What? I just contributed to that whole part where you did nothing.
Plus, there's nothing to do with what we were just talking about.
I'm just stroking the dog?
We've just done quite a gold tier bit there. Thanks, Harry. Well
You were
done.
like-
And it's like, Stacey, your thoughts to jump you in on this improv, and you just gone, oh, Harry's got a small knob.
You were talking about a long essay, and Harry was like, "Yeah, anyway, moving on."
No, it was a piece. It was a joke.
Yeah, we've done a bit.
Yeah, it's a tasty little bit.
Right. Anyway, I like big bowl of bits.
Funny bits.
Ooh, good bits, little bits.
Naughty bits. Pointing at Stacey for the
Yeah, and I'm going to point out non-contributing bits.
video essays.
Video essays I like.
Okay.
So I don't know who are some channels I like. Jacob Geller. Jacob Geller does really. I'm sure, a lot of people know who Jacob Geller is. He does video essays about video. He does ones about video games, but he'll do ones about like the fear of the dark and fear of heights and fear of immortality and all this sort of stuff. But he'll go through these games that have those sort of themes, and he'll be like, why does this game hit us so badly? Because it's set in the dark. Why do we have a fear of the dark? Because of it. So they're really good. Also gives you like games that you would never normally see. There's also Second Wind, formerly Zero Punctuation.
Yes,
which I really like.
Zero punctuation.
I'm sure you and I have the same ones for this. Are like Pitch Meeting.
Yeah, pitch.
Love
Yeah.
Pitch
Well.
Love Pitch Meeting. Jeremy Johns. Really like.
He's a good lad. I've followed him for years.
Yeah.
10 years.
You love his reviews.
And I think
That's something that I do if I'm hungover.
You go through the
I will
reviews.
just put a review on, Jurassic Park and just play next.
Yeah.
And just let it go.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, I'm in
So
X-Men.
so Jacob Geller and H Bomber Guy usually once if I'm hungover and I don't want to watch a film, I will put those on because they'll just go and go and go. And I don't know, a quick obscure one, I quite like cars. So people like Auto Alex and Big Time and Donut Media. So they do really good car content. So yeah, that's probably me.
Yourself?
Much like my game choices, I like comfort YouTube channels,
Okay.
which are satisfying. So my current top faves would be the carpet cleaning guy.
Number 2. He didn't even carry on. This is me doing a bit. I'm eating the bits.
Ooh, let me help.
Ben's eating the
Can I have some
bits.
of your bowl of bits there, Harry? I'm going to take a giant ladle in there because I love bits.
Stacey's like, I hate bits.
Oh, Stacey's probably got like a spoon with holes in it. This is another bit we're doing on top of the bit.
Double bit.
I only like
a
8
bit
bits. 8 bits.
Yeah, that's a funny joke, not relevant to what we're doing.
God. Who's the carpet cleaning guy? Is he the one on Instagram as well that just like gets a really filthy, naughty carpet and it's like, I'll make you clean?
Yes, exactly.
It's like 20 minutes.
Carpet cleaning.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair to sound quite good.
I have some questions about the man that does it. I mean, he
What's his
I've never seen
moral?
him near a school. So there's that.
I'm just saying,
Those morals.
he's very good at cleaning, obviously. He wears some rubber
You
boots.
sexist pig. Is that what your question is?
No.
A man that's good at cleaning. Don't think so.
Yeah.
No, you're very good at cleaning.
Oh, that hurts.
I will say this, we do podcast on top of a carpet and it is disgusting.
But anyway, I find that very, very satisfying. And I really like cleaning videos in general. So there was a guy that I really got into. I don't know the names of any of these. There was a guy that took apart old consoles and stuff and cleaned them, which was really cool. And he puts it in like special liquids if it's had some fade and stuff.
Sparkling water.
No, it's
He must be wrong.
He's raking it in.
It's UV light, I think it is.
He dips it in the UV light.
Holds up to the sun.
Oh, I just realised what it's... No, he puts it in some sort of special liquid and then UV lights
puts UV
it.
lights
Yeah.
in it. I'm mocking you, but that is how it happens.
Is he chucking a console into the Lazarus pit?
Yes.
Bringing it out good as
Come
new.
back, my child.
I also have questions about the guy that does the cleaning consoles because he wears thick rubber gloves and for some reason he has like little rubber ducks that he gets involved in his cleaning, and I just think there's something a bit odd. Something
Bit
a bit odd.
Dexterish.
But
Well, everyone needs a niche.
I'm here for it. Apart from that, probably my top channel of all time, I have to mention, is Beard Meets Food.
I've never seen Beard Meets Food, but I've heard about it.
Oh,
Is it
it's
just a guy who
so
eats a lot?
great. Yes.
Yeah.
But he's...
What gave it away?
He has a beard
It's the
We'll
meat.
go that way.
and he likes food. So, you know.
I would watch that sort of stuff, but I've got a real trigger for people who like are stuffing themselves with food into their mouth and like they're burping and all this sort of stuff.
The worst bit, Ben, And even thinking about it does make me. When he's like eating loads of chips, because he'll shovel it in, right?
Yeah.
And then he'll get his water, and then when he puts the water down, there's like floating chips.
Oh,
in the
see,
water.
no, I'm already
and he
feeling
goes
a bit
back
ill.
for it.
Sometimes.
I'm actually feeling a bit ill now.
Sometimes, but it's actually he talks a lot about some of the techniques he uses because it's he deemed a sport. So he like does certain things to prepare himself for like an event or something he's doing.
Destroy a toilet.
He has techniques.
He does.
Like, yeah,
He brings that up as well.
He does talk about the aftermath. He also.
My God.
He does things like he will drink Diet Coke if he's feeling, because the gas in the Coke makes you like freeze up room, and sometimes he stands up and he jiggles around to try and.
I'm sure he's a really nice guy.
And he is really nice.
He's a nerd.
Yeah.
All his sound effects are like Street Fighter sound effects and stuff.
Okay, I'm more on board now. All right.
Yeah, he's really nice. Yeah.
Okay.
I was more interested not in the prep, but how he deals with it after. Like he really goes through it. Like he really goes through it.
Yeah.
I just don't.
But
I couldn't subject myself to that.
It's so satisfying. Like some of the things he does. My favourite would be like the big English breakfasts that he does.
Demolishes them.
Yeah.
He'll do like a food challenge.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like eat this breakfast in half an hour and get it for free.
Yeah.
And like there's only 4 people that have done it or whatever. And he'll smash it.
All dead.
Yeah.
All cardiac arrest immediately afterwards.
I feel like because he's not a big guy, is he?
No, he seems quite thin.
He's quite fit.
Yeah.
As in, because of the eating, obviously, he also
gyms a lot.
diets
You'd
and
have
he
to.
gyms and stuff.
You'd have to.
But quite often he'll turn up to eating challenges and they'll be like, really?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I'll give it a go. And then he obviously smashes it out the park and they're like, no way.
You know, we've got one of those near here. An eating challenge.
Oh, let's do it for the pod.
Do you remember that?
Not for me.
Have you seen that sketch, which is it's like an eating challenge and people are doing like the hot dogs? So
They dip the bread in the water. Oh my
So
god!
he does that.
No, I
he dips
don't like
bread in
it.
water to soften it up to make it easier to chew.
I get the science.
yeah, so
I
do
just
I.
don't want it.
But sometimes science goes too far. Okay, and I'll be the first to say that.
I thought you'd be quite good at that. You've got no gag reflex.
In my previous jobs.
Hang on, we've got a sidetrack now.
What are we talking about?
What's your YouTube
Harry,
channel?
what's your favourite YouTube channel?
Deep throating.
Great.
And how to do it. No, I mean, I have to shout out Corridor Crew.
Yes,
I love
Yeah,
Corridor
they're
Crew.
great.
They basically just go on about special effects or practical effects, and they'll not always pick apart negativity. You know, they'll pick on like an indie film, and they'll actually big up. They'll be like, I can't believe on this budget they actually managed to do this, and that's really cool.
I found with them it's the higher the budget, the more they'll rip it apart.
Yeah.
Because you're expected to have like incredibly
What film
good.
got absolutely punished? The Scorpion King.
Yeah.
They loved that film because it's so terrible.
Cats they did as well. I remember they ripped
Yeah.
Cats apart.
Oh, that film just deserves to be burnt.
Oh, you've mentioned this before, the special effects guys, basically.
Oh yeah, it's called Corridor Crew.
Yeah.
It's about special effects and practical effects. You might miss. Sometimes if you clock into the podcast, you don't have a short attention span.
Sorry, are we recording? I'll completely.
I'm not having a good day.
God, the upcoming review is going to be great. Wait for this to go to the top of the fucking charts.
Jeremy Jones has mentioned Chris Stockman, similar vibe to Jeremy Jones.
Both film reviews.
Film reviewers. They are predominantly known as podcasters, but my YouTube algorithm always goes to Mr. Sunday Movies.
Yeah,
Weekly Planet.
Massive.
And
on my
that's
list.
awesome. I can't listen or watch them before a pod because I get so influenced by them. I find I mimic them, and that's very frustrating.
One day.
You've mentioned this, the podcast people.
Are you doing a bit?
She's doing a bit. She's actually doing a bit. We did it. We finally did it. And it only took
Tune in next
29
week.
minutes.
Tune in next week for more exclusive content like this.
Stay tuned for more of Stacey's bit. Never actually, no, never mind.
OnlyFans coming soon.
I will be mostly on it.
You're going to be on my OnlyFans.
Whatever pays the bills. We can't be fussy. Come on, mate.
Ben eating hot dogs.
What an awful out.
Dipping the bread.
I get the hot dog thing. I don't know why I put mustard on it. Stupid idea.
Yes, Mr. Sunday Movies always. And other than that, I really like the Overlap, which is like football podcast. Very good.
Oh, right,
Good
okay.
crack. Yeah, other than that, that's it really.
Honourable mention to Dr. Pimple Popper.
I wouldn't YouTube her. Facebook pops up, doesn't it? Get it? And
No.
no, fair enough. I'll explain later.
Oh, okay.
And I would go into a bit of a Facebook.
Is that what
real?
Was that Facebook that she...
Well,
That's what I know of.
so I think
okay.
you have to pay for some of the YouTube content. That's the issue. Not
Of all
paying
the people,
for that.
of all the people not to have an OnlyFans, I'm surprised she doesn't. Not for like lewd content. I'm just saying like surely there's because OnlyFans is more than just Virgin bio.
Is it?
Apparently there's some musicians on there. They're like, guys, I really I'm not nude while I play drums. Like, but you could be. It's like no. I've got my morals. You're going to listen to me do the emptiness machine on drums, and I'm not going to have my penis out. All right, I'll do one where I have my penis out. But I don't want that to become the highest grossing. Okay, it's become the highest selling video. But apart from that,
I've sold out.
I've sold out immediately. The second highest one is when I also had my penis out and got it caught in the snare drum. What are we talking about?
What's our next question?
This is from Mel. Again, seems like Mel in the UK. Don't know where.
Hello, Spice Girl.
There are two.
Oh, right. Okay. Sorry. I had to...
Fellow Spice Girl.
Yeah, I'm a
Which
Spice
one
Girl.
are you?
Angry.
Angry Spice.
Right wing Spice.
Turmeric.
You not see me there?
I wonder what I would be.
What would you be?
I don't know. What would it be?
Not pick up phone Spice. That's what I'd be. Unavailable Spice.
No bits.
No bits Spice.
Erratic Spice.
Anyway. So
no, I'm going
Mel
down
B
home
from Spice Girls has messaged.
Mel B from Spice Girls has messaged and said, so she says, tell me what you want. Thank you. That's the other one day. If you could redesign one video game character, who would it be? What would you change?
Redesign.
Redesign.
Oh my lord.
I wonder if it should be...
I don't have the imagination for this.
Okay, I might...
I'm a plain boy.
Sorry, Mel. I might take your question. I might spin it slightly. There's too many characters that we all know, and we'd be here forever. So I'm going to actually say, because I know you're two sort of kind of characters you're known for.
The House Flipper character can develop quite a bit.
Okay, you're out this question. So Harry, you need to redesign Sonic.
Oh, okay, you're giving me a character.
I'm going to give you that because otherwise we'd be here all day.
Oh my lord.
Stacey, you need to redesign Lara Croft. And
Bigger.
Bigger boobs.
perfect. I want this to be weird. It needs to go from like sort of quite flirty realm to weird realm. Like she shouldn't be able to do 3 backflips.
She needs to balance the front load with the back load.
Absolutely.
She needs to be thick.
After Tomb Raider 3, she needs to be. You need to have an entire game which is just her addressing her back pain.
What was the saying? I want to be able to park my bike in it and put a pint on it.
No.
Oh my god! Oh my
That's in Bridget Jones. That's a Bridget Jones's joke.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god! Yeah, but I don't know why you said it in your wedding speech.
Probably.
And for you, it's got to be Lara Croft, Stacey, but it can't be any of the iterations that we've had already because we've had 3, 4 reboots now of Lara.
Oh, what, the original you mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, the original. So
Less triangular.
let's triangulate. It's got to be a redesign.
Oh, okay. So yours would be Metal Gear Solid.
Mine would be Solid Snake.
Yeah.
I think.
Is it a redesign for the game?
A redesign for the character. The games stay the same. The character doesn't.
I'm delving into my twisted mind. If you can imagine it, I know what you're thinking. But what if we turned him light blue?
I thought you were going to go a completely different way there.
Do you know what? And I'm a little bit of a
deeper shade of blue.
here, but I don't think
All right, hit
can.
steps.
I think you shut up. It's my bit. You don't clock
That
in.
was a really clever bit.
Oh, good. Well, I wasn't listening. I don't think you can redesign Sonic. I think the whole reason he made bad games for 10 years and stayed relevant because of his game design.
But that's not what Mel's asking you. Wasn't it originally meant to be a pug?
A pug?
Or what was it, a bulldog? What was he meant to
He was
be?
meant to be a bulldog.
So can you just redesign back to the bulldog?
No, because there's a reason why that ended up on the reject table.
I know that, but we're trying to redesign them.
If I was going to redesign him...
I've got Nintendo breathing down my neck.
I'm going to change your question, Mel. Sorry. I would change Sonic's design into a more cel-shaded, free-roaming, Jet Set Radio-esque sort of game.
Was it not? No, there's never been one of them, has there?
Never done that.
Has it never been up in anything else? Like, he's never been a guest appearance on a thing that's done that?
No.
Cel-shaded? Is he not? Oh.
Sonic Shuffle is cell shaded, but that's just a Mario Party ripoff, and it's terrible.
So you could go a
it
bit
was
more...
only ever released on the Dreamcast.
So you could go a bit more
only
like...
9 people played it.
Oh, right. You were one of those 9.
Yeah, I bought all 9.
There really is like international sales, domestic sales,
and Harry sales.
And you have been single-handedly keep Sega afloat.
So I would go with that angle. So I'd make him like the art style would be edgier. It would be hard cell shading.
Okay.
And so if you don't know what Jet Set Radio is, if you just literally Google that, that's the sort of art style I'd go for.
Stace?
Oh, it's a really hard question because Lara Croft is so iconic for the way she looks and everything like that. So it's that the way she looks is really difficult to kind of middle with. I think the only thing I would say is if you're talking about the very, very first design, but they did then correct this in later games, you know, it's great to have her wearing different outfit. Like when she goes up to the mountains, she doesn't have to wear a tank top and shorts, you know what I mean? It gets cold. Even down to her backpack, because that became iconic, and you see her find it in Tomb Raider Chronicles. So I don't think I would change anything about the way she looks. I would probably do more about the way she moves. If you think about the early games, you had to be really precise with the way that you had to walk very specifically to the edge.
Yeah.
And the way she jumped had to be very timed to meet the puzzle. And
I'd make a very cute, chibi version of Tomb Raider and turn it into a JRPG.
No, because she's British.
Metaphor, Lara Croft.
So yeah, I think the way she moved was a little bit too robotic, but again, you know, you can understand that.
Hey man, yeah, it was 32-bit. It was just coming out.
Yeah, no, I totally get it.
Should we just say then, purely from a visual point, just get Lara Croft. All right, she wears jeans and a top, or she wears gym gear, cuts her hair short, and it's blonde.
Why would she cut her hair short and blonde?
Because it's a fucking hell, right, both of you. It's a redesign.
No.
I like what I like.
You've got to no, you don't like. You like what I like. It's a redesign. You've got to redesign him. Her.
I have.
Would you go cornflower boots? Don't be stupid, Ben.
But I've redesigned the way she moves.
Yeah, we haven't designed the way she looks. If you unveiled that at E3, all the journalists would go like, well, she looks exactly the same.
Hey, have you seen the Switch 2?
Yeah, good point. Good point. Mine's got Solid Snake, but I think I know exactly how he would look anyway, because he was originally based on Jean-Claude Van Damme. His character model in Metal Gear Solid is based purely on Jean-Claude Van Damme from whatever film Jean-Claude Van Damme was in.
So, are you talking Metal Gear Solid PS1,
Metal Gear Solid
but not
PS1.
Metal Gear NES?
No. Oh no, I've got that wrong. No, he was Van Damme in the originals on the NES, and then when he got to PS1, he was based on Kurt Russell. He's meant to look like Kurt Russell from Escape from New York.
I guess if you squint hard enough, you can see that.
If you squint really, really hard, and you close both eyes, and the PS2's off, PS1's off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of see that.
The original design for him in that game, don't know how you remember it, is Liquid Snake. So Liquid Snake in that game has long blonde hair, is British, just got very green eyes and stuff like that. He was the original character model for Solid Snake, and then they swapped it, and then an icon was born. So mine would be like that. You know, a redesign that fans would look at and go, oh, he's completely different.
When they redesigned Sonic for the Sonic movie, no one liked it. So sometimes don't mess with it.
I think they changed his arms to be blue. That's the sort of level of... Look, as you can see by that Sonic plushie up there, he has tan arms. And in the Sonic movies, he has blue arms.
He does have blue arms.
And that's enough of a change for me.
Yep, and that was enough not to break the internet.
What have we discovered is we don't like change, any of us. We just like everything to stay exactly the same and nothing to be different.
Anyway, thank you, Mel.
Thank you, Mel. Anyway, speaking of someone who would like to change how they look, should we talk about this film?
Let's get on with the film review.
Let's get on with it.
On with the review. What do you want? Baby, I've got it. What you need, I'm on it. But all I'm asking is for a little respect with Bridget Jones. Today we're doing Bridget Jones's diary.
Oh, okay. He's doing a bit.
Who's doing a bit?
I was doing lyrics.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Don't you want to carry them on?
RESPECT.
What's that how you spell it? Oh, fuck me then. Anyway, so today we're looking at Bridget Jones's diary, the quite much classic from 2001.
I thought it was late 90s, I don't know why.
The book came out earlier than that, but yeah, in the book...
That is generally how it works when films are based on books.
R-E-S-P-E-C-T.
When you fucking earn it. Keep coming up with bullshit like this. The book that they based it on was before
Right,
us.
the book came out first and it's set in the late 90s, alright? You arse.
And that was before or after the film?
Oh, give over. Anyway, it spawned 4 films, the latest of which is about to come out.
Oh,
Yeah.
what a timely review.
Very timely, almost as if we planned it. Anyway, so this came out in 2001 on a budget of what? We'll go in dollars.
Dollars.
Yeah. Actually, no, let's go in lira.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna give my answer in dollars.
Okay.
I'm gonna go for about $24 million.
$24 million. Okay.
I'm going to go lira.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go
Would
with...
you like to know the exchange rate?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it accurate?
From
Yeah.
2001, please.
Oh,
No.
it's $1 to 35 lira.
35.
I know.
I don't know if Harry's about to shit himself or come
Okay.
up with the answer.
I'm going to go with 800 million lira.
On a budget of 25 million US dollars.
Oh,
You were so close.
So close.
On a budget of 899 billion lira.
Billion?
Billion.
That's not lira.
Oh, no, that might be 800. No, sorry, that's 899 million.
Yeah, fuck you. I was pretty spot on.
You're 100 million out on a box office taking of. So from 25 million, it was a hit as well. So what
Are we talking worldwide? Or?
Yeah, we're talking worldwide box office. What do we think? In drachma, please.
Okay.
In drachma.
Could you find out the... please?
That dead currency.
I would like to know.
Okay.
From 2001.
No. I think I just shit myself thinking about it.
Can you just please give us the dollars?
Yeah.
Okay, right, fine.
Box office in dollars, please, chaps.
300.
300 from 25 mil.
Then I'm going to go for 299.
Oh,
You prick.
dickhead! So close, both of you. 334 mil.
Oh.
So, given the budget and sort of the inflation now,
Because it had re-releases as well.
massive hit. We'll get into this a bit later, but obviously it has spawned 3 other sequels and like how many more books? Probably all set. I don't know, probably all written before as well. I don't know. So we follow Bridget Jones, who is a down and out, on her ass, with no prospects, overweight, drinks too much, 32-year-old.
Have you met Miss Jones?
Someone said as we shook hands. She's well spoken. She seems to have had a good education.
Her friends respect her.
I'm going to get to that. She's got, but the only thing that she wants in her life is the fact, I can't get a man. That is her whole crux in this film, and and her mum's trying to set her up with some people, and it never works out. And obviously, we also get introduced to Mr. Darcy from who's Colin Firth. He's wearing what I think is actually quite a nice jumper.
Ugly Christmas jumpers have made a comeback, so...
Yeah, absolutely. But Hugh's got very floppy hair in this.
He
the
does.
flop is huge. It's got its own like bell curve. So she decides, because she is now 32, and according to the law of Bridget Jones's world, her life is over because she's 32 and doesn't have a boyfriend or a husband, and everyone else seems to have a boyfriend or husband or is happily married. She decides to reinvent herself and start a diary, which is where we get the Journal of Bridget Jones from. What did we think of her?
I hate to nitpick here, Ben, but I think the idea of Bridget is that, because you see, as a woman in society...
Really?
Here we go.
Oh,
Well, I think the idea is that women are always held to these standards in society. You have to look the certain way. You have to have a family and a this and that, and this is what's expected of you. So I don't think it's necessarily that she's seeing herself in this societal lens, that she needs all these things.
I mean, I think there's a lot of societal lenses that you're looking through this film now. Where let's not remember, because I timed it. 2 minutes and 11 seconds in, we've insulted the Japanese, and we get an Auschwitz joke.
Yeah, I didn't remember.
And I spat out my water. So she
dear.
literally has the thing next to her, the stats, when she's starting that diary. She smokes 40 a day or something like that. I don't know if that's a good or a bad metric.
She's earning a good wage if she can afford 40 a day.
40 a day. Drinks, I don't know.
I don't think smoking any amount of cigarettes is
I don't know, there's a point when he rolls over into like, legend.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Nowadays it'd be vapes, 2 Lost Marys a day or something like that. Anyway, and her weight is 136 pounds, and she considers herself overweight. £136 is 9 stone.
No, she doesn't consider herself overweight.
Sorry, does everyone else think she's overweight?
Yeah, there are comments about
This
her
is the
being
worst time to be anyone.
No, I do agree people say she's overweight in the film, and that's like kind of a theme, but I don't think she necessarily sees herself as overweight, but she wants to improve, and it's that image of I must be skinny all the time, even though 9 stone is not obviously fat.
Yeah. Well, okay, so she starts to try and like want to improve her life and want to better her life, and she works.
Fucking idiot.
I know. And she works at a publishing house with sexy Daniel Carver. Sexy Daniel Carver, who sends messages and like messages over, what was it, AOL or something? Sends messages.
IM.
Yeah, sends messages over
something.
MSN about like how, you know, where's her skirt because she's wearing something too small and like, you know, all this sort of stuff, which nowadays he'd have been cancelled immediately.
Well, I wanted to actually ask you how your thoughts were as someone who works in HR, and there are a lot of inappropriate comments in the office. How would this go down?
Yeah.
There would be an instant sexual harassment presentation for the entire office.
The entire office.
Oh,
Not
gosh.
good. Not good.
She's just as bad as him, though.
Yeah, she is. I think that's probably the thing that I took away as doesn't hold up so well when you watch it back now as the sexual harassment side. And she's like, oh, whatever. You're pretty.
It's okay. Slap my ass.
Yeah, that probably didn't hold up so well. But
I've put down Daniel Carver, multiple sexual allegations.
I think it's Cleaver.
Cleaver, Carver.
We'll clear it up in post. Don't worry about it, mate. Say it clearly.
Sure thing. Carver.
Nailed it.
And then we'll just splice that into different bits.
But no, I didn't remember some of the inappropriate jokes at the start of the film, but I really enjoyed the setup to this film. I found it quite relatable, because I think Bridget is the ultimate relatable female character.
She's become a pop culture icon. British pop culture icon.
Yeah.
Bridget Jones.
I think her accent, by the way, for our American listeners, is absolutely phenomenal. You can't
It's spot on.
tell
It's really
at
good.
all.
I didn't realise that she was American. Like, when that film came out, I just...
Yeah.
No,
thought
neither
she
did I.
was English. That was pre-internet.
But I like the setup with her family. Her mum's a bit inappropriate, and I think you always can relate to a family member that's a little bit like that, a little bit pushy. And the moment where she overhears Mark, where she's getting the curry, completely insulting her, and she has to carry on like, oh, okay, this is awkward. Moving on, and. The whole new year, new me thing again, I think we've all been there, haven't we? When life's not so good and you wake up that one day and you're like,
Yeah.
do you know what? No, I need to change something. So I really enjoyed the opening of it.
Her mum is awful.
I think you mean
Well-
awesome.
No, her mum is... Her mum is a terrible woman. She's awful.
She's my idol.
She is literally just like... She sits down with her daughter in like... I don't know where they are. After she's done, like, wanked off that egg. And she's...
Which she does very well.
She does do very well. Also, I'm going to run away from your dad, who has been a rock to me for the last 30-odd years, probably more. And I'm just going to leave her for this absolute wanker who looks like... I don't know. Looks
David
like,
Dickinson.
It literally looks like... It must
does.
be a parody.
Yeah.
What did you think of the opening of the film?
Yeah, I agree with you. I instantly got a laugh out of it. I'd seen this film a lot growing up. I used to stay around my aunt's a lot when I was like a teenager when this came out, and she had 8 DVDs. So the choice of DVDs was limited.
I really feel like every mum has had this DVD in their shelf.
So it was nice brushing up on this film. I hadn't seen it in a long time. I too had forgotten the very inappropriate jokes. I found it funny. I don't think the jokes would get released now. I like their friend group, I have to say. I think she does well. They're lovable dickheads, you know.
I don't.
You don't like them? Oh.
They're funny, but they love her, but they also like the banter is just really funny, I think.
Sorry,
80s
I'm being harsh. I grew to love them. I didn't think the blonde one got a lot of
Sally Phillips.
That's it, Sally Phillips, who's I can't remember her character's name. Annoyingly, she was funny.
So, did you know she got into a little bit of trouble about that? Yeah, she's a born again Christian.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
being filmed as saying, "Oh, fuck that guy, and fuck this guy, and fuck."
Yeah.
They did not like that.
No, apparently not.
They kicked off at her, and but what I like though is that she actually stood up for herself and was like, "No, I work in film." Like,
literally, I'm a fucking actress.
I'm an
you
actress.
fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Stupid-
This isn't me.
Stupid wanker. So, how much of the trivia have you read?
A good amount.
How much of the trivia was stolen from my bit?
We'll find out.
There's a massive bit that dates this in her friends group at the start.
Phone cases.
Oh, yeah.
The phone case is one thing. What's the other thing?
That.
I love them.
Smoking in pubs.
They smoked indoors.
Yeah.
All the time.
Everyone, like, you can't see it through the haze. I didn't know she had a fourth friend. There's like kids behind them. Like,
give us a tug on that, mate. 50p for a fag.
And what did you think of handsome Daniel?
He's just a bit of a smarmy prick, isn't he? We've all met one of those that just kind of swan about.
I work with a few of them.
Well, yeah, because she immediately says, don't get with this bad boy person who, who's going to bring out the worst in me. And then she immediately goes for a bad boy who brings the worst out of
There's some funny bits in it when she's talking about, like, she's got some good physical humour, like when she's talking, like, oh, no, I should probably stop drinking and stop smoking. She's literally holding a glass of Bucks Fizz and a cigarette. It's like, oh, look at that. Puts them down.
You've got to like the interaction between her and Mark Darcy, right?
Oh, it's so
It's
funny.
so awkward.
Yeah. Because they're both like opposites, aren't they? He's very serious and well presented,
He's giving
and
off
she's a
big
bit of a
incel vibes
disaster.
at the start.
I really like when she does the. I don't know if you.
Oh, the book publishing bit.
Yeah.
I really like when she just can't work the microphone. She just shouts, "Oi!"
Yeah.
Just
Let
starts.
me turn this on.
But again,
Everyone's been there like, fuck.
when you're trying to impress someone and you cock it up so dramatically.
Oh, it's happened to way too many times.
She plays hard to get a little bit at the beginning.
Yeah, she does.
When he's like, I'm going to take you for dinner. And she's like,
We'll
tonight.
see. Yeah.
Tomorrow is the book launch.
He's
Yeah.
very, very Hugh Grant in this. But also, I think Colin Firth at the time, and he just come off Pride and Prejudice as well, or something
Well,
like that.
that's a specific. I don't know if this is true.
It is
but
it is a loose adaptation of Pride and Prejudice. This story.
that's why they chose him for the role, because Mark Darcy is the name of the Pride and Prejudice.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Lead.
didn't know that.
Yeah, it is. We're setting up different people at this, so we're sort of setting up not a love triangle, because at the moment we've got him and her Hugh Grant together.
Yeah.
And we've got Colin Firth and his she keeps running into everywhere.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you are. England's really small.
Yeah.
You're just bumping.
London's got
all
like
the time.
14 people in it.
Yeah.
So he's with someone else who
Are they a relationship?
are they?
They
kind.
They're in the couples bit.
Yeah.
Everyone addresses them as business partners.
I think
so.
they are a couple, but the idea behind them is that they're so stiff and non-affectionate that you wouldn't know they're a couple.
If you were to catch them in bed, it would be lights on, over the cupboard missionary.
I will now start
Yeah.
the foreplay.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
if you remember that moment when they're in the boats and he looks over at her laughing and having fun with Daniel, and he looks and he's like, oh, yeah, I wish that were me. I wish we were having fun.
I wish we were having fun.
I did. As often you say to me.
I wish we were having fun right now.
They are. We're establishing they are a couple.
We sort of go through it, and Daniel and her are going through, what looks like quite a... If you didn't know, spoiler alert, that he was going to cheat on her, he's actually a fairly nice guy to her at the start. At the start, yeah, because he's quite
treating
fun.
her. He's showing her a side of life that she wouldn't have had.
No, somehow...
Being chauffeured. And
being chauffeured in like big...
going to the left of London. And
Yeah, staying in her own flat, her own one-bedroom flat. Actually, quick tangent, because I looked at this.
how much would the rent be?
Yeah, I did.
I knew it.
I looked at this.
For today or then?
Both.
Oh, okay, cool.
I had to go through a PDF. You couldn't just find it, so I had to go through a 12-page report of UK rental
And
prices
this
in
is why
2001.
our social media account doesn't get updated.
You wait to see the PDF on the socials later. So I had a quick look. Bridget's flat is over a real place. It's the Globe Tavern by Borough Market.
Oh, that is central.
So Borough Market, for anyone who doesn't know, is by London Bridge. Who doesn't know, is in London. So it is right in sort of the centre, zone 1. I had a look at the rental prices today to rent the exact same sort of flat that she might have had. It would be minimum £2,000 a month. And that is for a hovel. If you want a nice place, it's £4,000 a month. By the way, I'm single. Anyway,
Yeah, so they've gone on to holiday.
Yes, they go on holiday. He has to go back early because the firm's going under or something like that.
Threatening to shut the UK branch.
the UK branch of her publishing house, and so he goes back early. She sticks around. She goes to a tarts and Vickers party, which again, don't think people do anymore. I've never
we
gone
should
to that.
really invite him next time.
Oh.
We mix it up. She comes as the vicar and I come as the tart.
Of course you do, mate. Anyway, curvy uncle doesn't tell her that the things change. And it's like, Jesus Christ, this film.
No, when Daniel says he has to do some work and then he's a bit snappy with her, that's a huge red flag. He's being classic male defensive because he's covering up his own whatever he's doing. But in the Tarts and Vicars party, I love the bond with her and her dad the most there, I think, because they have a little sit down and a chat and she's trying to console him and they're having a laugh about the mum because she's there with David Dickinson, isn't she?
David Dickinson, yeah.
And she bumps into Mark again as well, I think.
I mean, I hate to break it to you, but in my notes, my second note was Bridget's mum is a legend.
Yeah, because her mum calls her when she's in bed with Daniel, which is an awkward moment. When she's like, bad man between my thighs. Mum. And that's when she...
Sorry, there's a bad man between my thighs. It's Bridget, sex goddess. Oh, hello, Ben. Yeah, don't stop. Bridget goes back to London, goes to his flat, and then discovers that he is cheating on her.
I think, to begin with, you were saying how he got male defensive. I think he dealt with it quite suave to begin with because he's like, oh yeah, he doesn't even panic.
No, he doesn't.
He has the woman in the bathroom. He's like, yeah, you go get changed, give me an hour. Oh, yeah, that's it. Yeah, right, an hour.
Come on, mate.
Who's he trying to impress?
Literally.
And it's when she sees the jacket, isn't it, or the jumper on the...
Also, absolute power move from the woman. She just looks at her like she's half naked. Well, no, she is. And she goes, I thought you said she was thin. It's like, bitch, she is 9 stone. Shut the fuck up.
That's the most hurtful part, I think.
Yeah.
Like, I would just...
She deals with it quite well, Bridget. I think she's not angry, she's just very disappointed, and I think that's worse. She's upset because she's the one who she did say she loves as well. She tries to play that off, but she does say I love you.
She does.
And she meant it.
She does, yeah she meant it. She decides to leave that job and try and find something else. And so, what was it? That all happens within a week, I think. You just turn up for interviews, and she literally says, oh, it's going to be fucking my other boss. And he goes, great, start Monday.
I don't think it's over the space of a week. I think it's just it's not a specified amount of time.
I think so, because when she goes to hand in her notice, he's like, well, I need you to do 6 weeks notice. And she's like, I don't think you need someone who, whatever, slags her off or whatever.
But I don't think it's between the point that
I don't think it's a long time.
They fall apart to her getting the new job. Yeah, I don't think it's like masses, but I think it's probably like a month or something. But But again, I love it's so relatable as well when you go to interviews and you try really hard and then actually you're just blagging it, to be honest, and they catch you out and you're like, fuck. Yeah. And then you get to the point
they
where
are the future.
Yeah.
You've got even your own Christ, no.
That sounds a great bit. It's obviously a parody of Good Morning Britain, but Good Morning Britain wasn't around then.
She's a newsreader at this point, right? So at this point, that is the turning point for her relationship with Mark, isn't it?
She gets an opportunity to do... It's a defence case with someone who's like a activist or something like that. I'll be honest, I didn't pay as much attention. I didn't pay attention much like Bridget didn't in it. And he's defending Mark is defending the client.
Yeah.
Who gives no interviews. And also that's where that shock bit is in there when she goes like 14p for a packet of crisps. 14p for a packet of crisps.
How did we get here?
I don't know.
How did this happen?
If you look at the social media, I'll post the PDF.
No, you won't.
No, I won't. Oh, maybe.
It's important for her and Mark because he kind of sees her as a human and as a respectable journalist, and she gets to see him as normal.
I think it's really important because the case is also about a man who is about to be extradited. And
then executed.
And then executed from his wife.
Ooh.
So it's, again, another love story and a love story.
Yeah.
Loveception.
And I think it's kind of remarkable that Mark just turns up in the corner shop by surprise.
I think, as we've established, he turns up wherever she is. It's a bit stalkerish, isn't it?
It's a little bit stalkerish.
I'll be watching you.
Her charm and everything like that comes across in the interview. But Mark gets her the interview clearly because he likes her. He likes her and he wants to.
He likes her, and it's the only interview that they give. So it clearly means something, and also it's amazing for her as like a career. So this is the point, I think, when you start to see like, oh, you actually do there's something about her that you like, or like maybe you don't hate each other as much as you think you do, which I think is quite sweet.
So at this point, her and Mark, they have gone to the couples thing, haven't they? Not together.
To the dinner.
He brings up your arse is. Does he bring it up at that point?
And he's there with his,
business partner.
milk toast.
Yeah.
And everyone else there is a couple. And I've put on here, the dinner party is brutal. That's in my notes because they literally turn to her and they go, God, a woman in her 30s, not married yet. Bridget, you're a woman in her 30s, while all of us here are also in our 20s and 30s and pregnant.
And we put you head of the table. So
and you was at the table, so it was like that really awful camera angle.
I think, going back to what I was saying at the beginning, again, the thing about this film is it's all about society's view on women, but it's obviously over-exaggerated to make the point. To bring it to a modern-day example, it's when you go to anywhere and the questions from everybody are, when you get married? When you're having kids? When you're having another kid? And it's that, but in a dinner party for me, and that's why it feels uncomfortable.
I think it's still relevant now. As a couple who are in our later 30s with no kids.
Mid.
And you do get the same questions. I do find it's like if you bump into someone you haven't seen in years, it's like a ticky box. They're like, what are you doing for work? Do you own your own house?
Yeah.
Do you got any kids? Are you married? And it's like, if you're not doing those 4 things, you are a failure.
Yeah.
And it's like, calm down. Like, you can still just do your own thing. Do you know what I mean? You can make a podcast and it'll be fine. You can have a good time. You can read 12-page PDFs.
It
doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
You can post occasionally on social media.
But I think that's what we love about Bridget so much, is that she doesn't need to do all those things to be happy, and she spoilers, she will learn that by the end of the film.
So Mr. Darcy also says to her at the bottom of the stairs, like, I like you.
Just the way you are.
Indeed, just the way you are, which is very sweet.
In the book, the only part, because I did read the book.
It was written afterwards.
It came before the film.
I should read that.
There's one point where Bridget actually writes, like, so I've gained another £3, but everyone's telling me how great I look, because she's confident and she's happy in herself, and that for me is that moment in the film.
Big girl, you are beautiful.
Damn right. So he comes over. Well, she's cooking dinner. Bridget decides to cook dinner for her friend's birthday.
It's her birthday.
It's her birthday.
Oh, it's her birthday. Oh, okay. What's she cooking then? Really funny. And I like the banter around the table. That's when I start to actually like her friends, because even he says, like, it is awful.
It's fucking terrible.
Fucking terrible food. And then, what's his name? Old Huey Hughes Don comes in.
Flopping around,
breaks down the door. And he tries to get her back in, like, what a power move.
Especially given what he has already done to Mark Darcy.
Yeah.
Oof, the size of those knackers, mate.
Bloody hell.
Big
balls.
Incredible.
Well, yeah, I think it also, when you look back at it in hindsight, knowing what a bastard he is, and the fact that he comes in and assumes she'd be alone on her birthday and she'd just be waiting.
I never thought about it like that.
I think it's a complete cock move.
Would anyone have assumed Mark was the one who cheated?
I did when I was younger.
Anyway, he comes back in and they have one of the best fights in cinematic history.
Yeah. Move over, Avengers.
Also, when Mark falls onto the plates and he's like, I'm so sorry, I'll pay for it. And then they go through the window and he says nothing. He's like, well, hopefully
the happy birthday.
you've got insurance.
That's brilliant.
When they pause.
Yeah, it's like,
That was also completely improvised. The whole fight until they go into the restaurant.
I imagine the window.
No, that's all improvised. They actually took each other through the window. So she says no to Daniel at this point. She rejects him as well.
She does.
While he's on the floor. Do you think he actually wanted her?
No, I think the other woman's left him, and he's like, I can't be alone. So he's gone back to good old reliable.
Yes, in the moment.
We shouldn't call it that. Yeah. Mark they're celebrating their Ruby wedding anniversary. I don't know how many that is. And she sort of lays it all on the table for him. Says like, I like you. You're
top bloke.
Top bloke.
One of our top best people.
So good.
So awkward.
It's very British. So she lays it all out. She does the whole speech, and then it kind of. You think that'd be I thought that was the point. I was like, okay, I've got it wrong in my head. This is the point when he turns around and goes, actually, no, I do love you, Bridget. I'm not going to America. I don't love you, milk toast. And then they kiss and it ends happily ever after. And then they still do another bit after that, where he goes to the US briefly, flies back when she's about to. Her friends dump a Paris trip on her.
In the world's smallest car.
Mini, lovely car. Also quite valuable now. They just come in, it's like, we've heard you're terrible. It's like, we've heard you're having a terrible time. So we've booked we've booked you to go to Paris. Like, great. Like, paid for it all? Nope. Nope, you're getting your own hotel room, you're paying for yourself, we're just going to drive there, but you're also paying for the fuel and the ferry. And then Darcy turns up. Mr. Darcy turns up properly. And they leave to go to Paris without her. He reads the diary. I thought he went off in a huff.
Yeah.
I thought he.
That's the way they wanted you to.
Yeah, they did get me. I thought he went off in a huff, but also Bridget put some clothes on. Like
she did. She put a cardigan.
I know, but you've got enough time.
And a Reebok. Classic.
Yeah, boy.
He buys her a new notebook so she can symbolising the new year, the new chapter of her life, and then they kiss just outside somewhere, and that's some London street with all the snow coming down, and it ends there. Cue credits. What did we think? What did we think about this film in total? Like, before we go into trivia, any final thoughts about it?
I think it's a British staple.
Do you nan approve it?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely nan approve it. Stacey, any final thoughts and what's your approval?
Yeah, I agree. It's a British iconic film. It's immediately quotable. I think even from the start, I couldn't help myself. I was quoting all the way through it.
Oh, God damn it! That was one of my notes. Stacey recited the whole film word for word.
Did you?
I did.
How many times have you seen Bridget Jones? Well, I imagine you've seen it more than like myself and Harry have.
Well, I don't know. By the sounds of it, Harry's seen it quite a fair few times.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've seen it lots of times, lots and lots of times. This, going back to our catch-up, is probably a good comfort film to put on, actually, because it's a classic. You know it. It's funny, and you can switch off to.
Banging soundtrack.
Yourself?
It's definitely a film of its time, but I think it's a bit of a strange one to look back on because it's, early 2000s and what we had, like the sort of values we had back then. And I think it has some problems, but saying that, I've got to look at it in the context of when it came out. And I do think it is a British icon, and I think it's done a lot for us. So yeah, nan approved. 100% unanimous. Unanimous. Would you like to know some trivia?
Let's go.
I already know it.
Fantastic. Oh, you got ahead of me there.
Yeah, fuck you, mate.
Fuck's sake. What's the fucking point? Oh, you're the Daniel to me, Mark Darcy. And we're both going through the Greek window.
Next door's having their birthday. We're like, happy birthday.
Just strangling me, like. So, to prepare for the role, Renee Zellweger gained £25 for the role.
That's nearly 2 stone, right?
And she also, for research, she worked at a British publishing company for a month. Using an alias and a posh accent, she apparently was never recognised.
You think it was in Surrey? Because she actually brought this up earlier.
I did, yeah.
That'd be quite cool.
Really?
I knew that she worked in a publishing company. I think it's funny how she put on the weight for the role, and yet as the films have gone on, Bridget has become skinnier and skinnier, and actually it's taken away from the point of Bridget, because I think the idea of her in this film is she's an average woman.
Yeah.
Do you not think it would be hilarious being at work and you have no idea who she is, and then this film comes out and you're like, oh, fucking sat next to her.
Wasn't that Janice from Accounts?
Yeah. Yeah, I just think that'd be mad. You'd be like, have you seen that Bridget Jones film? You'd be like, no, let me see a trailer. What the fuck is Janice doing there?
Do you think she used an alias?
She did.
Yeah.
And was it registered with HMRC?
These are the questions.
If you look at my PDF,
It's all
she kept a photograph, she kept a framed picture of her then boyfriend, Jim Carrey, on her desk.
Not weird.
No, it. So her co-workers thought it was a bit weird, but they didn't mention it because they didn't want to embarrass her.
Because it's British.
Yeah, because we kept very polite. We wouldn't talk about it. This is a very nice film first, which I quite like. The Bridget Jones film franchise eventually became the first trilogy that was exclusively directed by female directors. And I don't know, I haven't confirmed this, but at the moment I think it's the only one as well.
Who directed it?
The person who directed it
no idea.
was a woman named Sharon Maguire. In 2007, so obviously 6 years after the film debuted and probably about a year after the book came out, The Guardian, which is a newspaper over here in the UK.
Not someone who looks after Britain.
Guardian of Britain! Named Bridget Jones's Diary, the book, as one of the best novels, as one of the 10 novels that best defined the 20th century. Can we name any other titles in there that would have defined the 20th century?
Ooh, the whole of the 20th century.
Yeah.
Bridget Jones is on the list of
top 10.
Shawshank Redemption, Green Mile.
1984.
It's not what I've got on here. So we've got The Catcher in the Rye.
The Catcher in the Rye, yes.
Yeah. The Great Gatsby. The Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank.
Big.
And then underneath all of them, Bridget Jones's Diary. Yeah.
Because I wasn't overly enthused by the book. The first one was great, but it didn't wow me enough to read the sequels, I have to say.
Renee Zellweger kept the accent throughout the entirety of filming, and Hugh Grant didn't know she was American until well after into the premiere. When he
Could
saw
you
her
imagine
again.
that?
And thought she was putting on the voice for another role.
Yeah.
But that's
she's
how
from
good
Texas,
she
right?
was.
Yeah, she's proper South. So, that was Bridget Jones's Diary. Stacey, would you like to read us out?
Okay, so we've been Nerds Against Normality. Thanks for listening. Catch all of our latest episodes every Wednesday wherever you get your podcast from. Please follow, rate, like us on social media for more exclusive content. And if you have a question or something you want us to review, please email us at nerdsagainstnormalitypod@outlook.com. Bye!
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.